So one of the first bits of advice that I got that wasn't necessarily the best was that I should go and source products from a retail shop. Now, if you're not aware, there's different ways that you can source products when it comes to selling on eBay. You can either go to a retail shop and find items that are on sale and then buy them and then list them on your eBay store for a profit. Or what you could do is go to a thrift shop and, find clothes or find things in various different charity shops, buy them and also sell them on your eBay store. You can also do drop shipping as well, where you don't necessarily have to buy any products up front. You just list products on your store. Whenever you make a sale, you go to wherever you're sourcing your products from and then buy the item from the store so that they can ship it straight to your customer. But one of the best ways, in my opinion, when it comes to building your eBay business is by buying products in bulk from China at a discounted price, selling them on your eBay store for a markup and then making profit that way. That's the main way that I've been able to scale my eBay business over the years. And the reason why I say that going to a shop to buy your products to sell on eBay is not necessarily the best way of doing it is because you're not necessarily going to be able to go back to that same shop and buy the same item again and again whenever you run out of stock. So there's no guarantee that you're going to be able to continuously keep building up your business and continuously keep scaling up your revenues and your profits. Now, many years ago when I first decided to start selling stuff on eBay, this is what I did. I used to go to my local shop, find items that were on sale, buy them, and I used to actually make a profit by doing this. But whenever I would want to restock and go back to that shop and buy the exact same item again with the exact same quality that my customers were expecting, I wasn't able to get it. Sometimes I was, sometimes I wasn't. And I learned very quickly that this wasn't going to be the best way for me to build an e-commerce business, because if you're not going to be able to rely on your supplier or you're not going to be able to rely on the places where you're buying your products from, then realistically, how are you going to be able to rely on the income that you're trying to generate from that particular business? So what I started doing straight away was finding suppliers in China and sourcing products that way, because I knew that if I found a supplier that manufactured a particular product, I could go back to that supplier and order the same product again and again at the same quality, roughly around the same price, and it was going to help me to understand my business a little bit better and plan for the future and create some sort of budget. Because if you're not able to know whether or not you're going to buy the same product again, and you don't even know if you're going to be able to get the same item for the same price, then it's going to be somewhat of an issue. So you need to make sure that whatever method that you choose when it comes to ordering products for your business, you find a way that's going to be easy for you to continuously keep going back to that source over and over again. And that's the reason why I felt like this was bad advice, because going to a retail shop or any shop to try and source products to sell on eBay isn't going to give you the confidence when it comes to scaling your business, because there's no reliability when it comes to knowing whether or not you're going to be able to get those same products again and again. The next bit of advice that I got in the early days, which wasn't really good, was that I needed to compete on price alone. So basically, when I say compete on price alone, what that means is that you're going to try and find items that you're going to be able to sell, but you need to try and undercut all of your competition on eBay. Now, this is one method of beating out your competition. Of course, if you can find a product that you're going to be able to buy in bulk and you're going to be able to price it lower than your competition, but at the same time still make profit, then you can use that method. But that isn't the only way of selling on eBay, and that isn't the only way of beating out your competition. There's so many other ways that you're going to be able to compete, and it's not just on price. Like, for example, if we look at this pie chart right here, there's so many different ways that you're going to be able to compete when it comes to selling on eBay. Price is definitely one of them. As I said, it's not necessarily a bad idea to undercut your competition. That's definitely a method of selling a lot of units. But at the same time, you can also compete when it comes to fast postage. So for example, if you find a product that you're going to be able to sell for a certain price and it's not necessarily cheaper than your competition, if you're able to offer fast postage, then you can maybe charge a little bit higher, because a lot of customers are willing to pay a little bit more if they know that they're going to receive their order quicker than the cheaper option. The next way that you can compete is with eBay ads. So if you're new to the world of eBay, there's various different ways that you can run eBay ads directly from your eBay account. And what's going to happen is that you're going to get pushed to the top of the search results. A majority of customers don't necessarily scroll down past the first 10 listings on eBay when they're searching for an item, which means that if you've got a budget to run eBay ads on your listings, you're going to be able to also compete that way as well. And you don't necessarily need to price your items cheaper than your competition, because you're going to be at the top of the search results. So this is definitely one way that I've seen a lot of big eBay businesses competing with a lot of sellers that don't necessarily have the budget to run eBay ads. Now, bear in mind that if you are going to run any form of eBay ads on any one of your listings, you need to make sure that there's enough margin with the products that you're selling so that you can still make a profit. But at the same time, you're going to be able to price your items higher, because you're going to be at the top of the search results. Customers are going to see your listing first. So this is definitely one way that you can compete with a lot of the competition on eBay. Another way that you can compete other than price is with better branding. So when I say branding, this is basically basically a way of you communicating with any potential buyers about what your company specializes in. So if you're able to have crystal clear branding for the products that you're selling or the category that you're selling in, when customers come across your eBay store, they're going to be more likely to buy from you, even though your prices might be higher, because customers rather pay a higher amount if they know that they're going to get a really good service or really good quality items if it's coming from people that specialize in when it comes to selling those particular items. And that's the reason why I always tell all of my students to make sure that if you are going to sell on eBay, make sure that you focus on building your store around a particular niche or around a particular category, because this is what I try to do with all of my eBay stores. I try to focus on a particular niche because I know that when customers visit my store, if I've got the right logo, the right store name, the right color scheme, and everything is structured in the best possible way, customers will be willing to pay a higher price because psychologically they believe that they're going to get a better service, better quality, and all of that. So it's very important to make sure that you brand your store in a way that customers are going to trust that you know exactly what you're doing when it comes to the products that you're selling. The next way that you can compete is by offering a discount off future purchases. So I would say in at least 50 or 80% of all of my listings on eBay, within the listing itself, I promise any potential customers that if they buy from me, they're going to get a discount of future orders. So customers are going to be more willing to buy from me because I'm selling items that they need to come back and buy again and again. Because I'm offering a discount of future orders, they're going to be more inclined to buy from me rather than someone else. And the way that I offer this discount is by putting a discount code within the box when I'm sending the order out to them. So what they can do is that they can buy the item again from my eBay store, or they can go direct to my website and buy the item again whenever they're ready. So because potential customers can see this within my actual listing, they're going to be more happy to buy from me rather than someone else because they're going to save money in the future. Another way that you can compete with a lot of the bigger sellers is with customer service. Now, one thing that I've tried to do from the moment I started my eBay store up until now is offer amazing customer service. And I even state within my listings that if customers send us a message, we're going to get back to you within 1 hour or at least 2 hours. When I first started my eBay store, I promised that I'll get back to them within 15 minutes. And I did this every single time. Whenever I got a message, I would respond back to them ASAP. Whether it was a new customer that hadn't actually bought anything from us yet, or if it was an existing customer that had already bought something from us and they were asking a question about their order, I made sure to respond back to them ASAP because I wanted to make my customers happy. And because new customers could see on my actual listing that we respond to messages really, really quick, they rather buy from me rather than someone else. Because customers want the assurance that if they buy something from you, they're going to be able to get good aftercare service if they've got any questions at all. So if you want to beat out your competition and you want to be able to make a few more sales and not necessarily just compete on just price, then you can put within your listing, we respond to messages within 1 hour, 2 hours. And I'm sure that your conversion rate and your sales will definitely increase. And everything I just went through now could be seen with this example right here. So as you can see, this is a product for children. It's one of those things that you tie to the back of children so that they don't run too far. And as you can see with this particular listing, over 62 people are viewing it per day. And this particular seller has been able to sell over 1,561 different units, and the price that they're selling it for is £12.49. However, there's another seller that's selling the exact same product for a little bit cheaper, and they've only been able to sell 28 units, and it's the exact same product as well. As we can see, Clip Safe is the name of the product, and over there it says Clip Safe again. So even though they're selling the exact same item, this seller's been able to charge a little bit more, and they've been able to make a lot more sales than this particular seller right here. And the reason being is because if you look at the name of the company, as you can see, it says Cute Baby Angels Ltd. And if we just scroll down right here, we can see that they're using a custom listing template with a custom logo, and they've structured their listing in a way that everything is laid out really nicely, everything is professional. They're letting you know that you've got 30 days return policy. They're also letting you know that they've got fast shipping as well as free delivery. However, if we go to this seller right here, they haven't necessarily branded their store. This name doesn't necessarily mean anything. And if we scroll down to the listing itself, nothing is professional. They haven't even used the custom listing template. They're using plain text. They haven't given any information on how fast the customer can expect to receive their order, you know, what the return policy is. Nothing has been laid out. Everything is just done in a quick, rushed way. And that's the reason why they haven't been able to make as many sales as this seller right here. And that's why it's very important to remember that if you are thinking about selling on eBay, you don't just compete on price alone and try to outprice your competition. You consider all of the other factors that I went through, because by doing that, you're going to be able to make a lot more sales than your competition. Moving on to the next advice that I got, which wasn't necessarily the best, which is that when you do find a supplier in China, that you should stick with that one supplier and not use any other one. Now, this is something that I did for many, many years. I would say for at least 5 years of me building up my eBay business and growing it to over 7 figures, I used one supplier for all of the products that I was selling. But when the 2020 pandemic happened and no one was able to import stuff from China into their country, I realized that it's a wise idea to have multiple different suppliers. Whether you get a supplier locally or whether you have multiple different suppliers in China, that's something that you should consider doing. And the reason why I say this is because even though majority of the suppliers and manufacturers in China weren't able to export stuff outside of China, there was still a lot of suppliers in China that was able to find a way of doing so. And the reason why I know this is because a lot of my students and a lot of the people that I speak to, they were able to start importing stuff into their country a lot sooner than others. So you don't necessarily want to wait for there to be a crisis for you to be able to ask multiple different suppliers if they're going to be able to source you with your products, because by then it's going to be a little bit too late. So during the initial lockdown in February 2020, because Chinese New Year was in January 2020, I ordered enough inventory to last me through that period. So I wasn't necessarily affected too much in terms of me being able to serve my customers during the period of lockdown. But if I didn't order enough stock during Chinese New Year to last me over that period, I wouldn't have been able to make enough money to pay myself and pay my bills. So that period was definitely a lesson for me to have multiple different suppliers for the products that I'm selling. So now I've got around 5 different suppliers, so that if one is not able to offer me a particular product, I'm able to go to another one, or if one is not around for whatever reason, I can go to another one. So now I'm bouncing around from different suppliers. And that's the reason why I say that this was bad advice, because I was told to have one supplier and build a relationship with just that one supplier. And it's not necessarily a bad idea to do so, because you're going to be able to build up trust with one supplier, especially when you're a beginner. But once you now start building up a steady stream of revenue from your e-commerce business, it will be a wise idea for you to have multiple different suppliers and have a backup plan just in case anything like the 2020 pandemic happens again. So moving on to the final bit of advice that I got, that's not necessarily the worst advice ever, but it's something that you need to consider, which is that you should just rely on one source of income for the rest of your life. So a lot of the mentors that I used to listen to back in the day always used to talk about the fact that it's better to have one solid source of income rather than having multiple different sources of income, which is somewhat true. And it's always good for you to build up one source of income to the point where you've somewhat automated it, to the point where you can kind of rely on it. You don't necessarily need to monitor it too much. But over the years of me building up various different online businesses, I've learned that it's a good idea to have multiple streams of income. So for the first few years of me building up my e-commerce business, I was only selling on eBay and I was generating a decent amount of revenue from that particular business. But after a couple of years, I realized that it would make sense for me to now have a Shopify store too and an Amazon store as well. So now with the e-commerce brands that I'm running, I've got a stream of income coming from my eBay store, my Shopify store, as well as my Amazon store. So if anything ever happens to my eBay store, I know that I can rely on the other 2 sources. Again, vice versa with my Amazon store, I can rely on the other 2 sources. And I believe that this is a better way to earn money, because it's going to be really stressful just relying on one source of income, because anything can happen. And that's one of the reasons why I even started this YouTube channel, because I want to rely on getting an income from my physical product business, which is my e-commerce business. And I also want to be able to earn money through digital products as well. So again, if anything ever happens to this YouTube, I can always fall back on my physical products. Same way with my physical product business, I can always rely on my digital product business. But again, when I first started learning about building an income stream through online means, I was always told that it's better to focus on building one source of income for the rest of your life. But the advice that I want to give you guys is that focus on building one source of income first, get that to a point where it's somewhat automated, revenue's coming in every single month, and then you can now shift your attention to building up a second source of income and then getting that one to the point where it's somewhat automated. But the one thing that you need to be doing with every single income stream is learning skills that you're going to be able to now shift to a new income stream. The skills that I learned from my eBay business, which was digital marketing, graphic design, SEO, things like that, I was now able to shift to my second stream of income and my third one and my fourth one, etc. And this is the mindset you're going to need if you want to be able to generate an income through your online business over the long term. So that was just some of the advice that I've been given over the years that wasn't necessarily the best. I made a video recently breaking down some bad advice that I've also been given that's made me lose a lot of money when it came to building up my eBay business. I'm going to leave that video right there because it's going to give you some insights into what you need to be doing when it comes to running your eBay business in an efficient way so that you're not losing money every single month. Make sure you watch that video straight after this video. And if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to press the like button. It really helps out the channel in a big way. I really appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe as well. Hit the bell notification so that YouTube can let you know when a new video has been released. And if you want to watch a webinar where I go through my story of what I needed to know when it came to building up my eBay business as a complete beginner, I'm going to leave that in the link down below. It's going to be the first link, so you can check that out straight after this video as well. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next one. Make sure you stay safe out there. Peace.